Okay, welcome to Oils on a Budget, or also known as Fave Frugal Tips, or whatever other ways you want to say it. We're so excited to do this with you today. Amanda and I both are very proud of our frugalness and ways to save money. So with that, let me share my screen, some slides here. Oh, goodness, where did they go?
And while Ellie's getting the slideshow up, I want to tell you that the slides are designed for you to actually take pictures of. And if you love something on the slides, ask the person who invited you to today's class, because we have the good graphics in a really great shareable way. Because one of the things that I love best about this class is we all know people who've said like oils are too expensive, right? Does anybody else know anybody who's ever made that statement to you? So this is a really great way to talk about oils. So I'm gonna go ahead and introduce myself if you haven't been on a class with us recently. My name is Amanda Friedel. I am a Young Living oiler from Iowa. You're number 10. And I'm super excited about that. I'm a wife. My husband was a pastor for a lot of years. I am a mom. I have 22 kids total, 10 to 32. Only 7 at home, so it seems like easy some days. I have 13 grandchildren, and I am the queen of a budget. When I got started in Young Living, I actually was telling Allie this yesterday. I got to pick this topic because we all get to like brainstorm ideas, and this is on my heart because, you know, when somebody asked you to sign up to do, like they wanted you to buy an oil kit, and I said yes twice before I actually like checked out my oils, because every time I went to go buy the kit, my card declined because I didn't have any money. So Brian was pastoring full time. I had 14 kids at home, 3 in college when we started, when I started in Young Living. And so way back in the day, if you didn't check out your kit in the first like 90 days that however much, you never got a bonus. I always said in my upline, I am so sorry. I didn't know you didn't get paid because I didn't check out my kit in time, but I didn't have any money. And in fact, when I finally went and said yes to buying my oil kit, October 31st, 2012, my mom helped me do it. I took money out of my grocery budget. And I think grocery budgets are that one spot where I was like, you can make that tighter, right? But I couldn't, because I was feeding all those people on $200 a week, every single week. So, and there would have been like 16 of us in the house at the time. So where do you come up with that extra oils on but I really needed that oil kit. And I had actually gotten into essential oils about 2 years before that, because I could make just about anything from scratch, but I wasn't using Young Living because I didn't know the difference. And so some of the things we're going to talk about today, I hope will help you. And the entire time that we were preparing for this call, I kept thinking to myself, you're talking to that person you were. What would you have wanted that person to tell you during that call? All right. So Allie, go ahead.
Sorry, I was talking, but you couldn't hear me. So we're first going to talk about 6 ways to save money. There are many, many, many more ways to save money. But we're going to talk about the first 6. Okay. Whoa, sorry. That was there. First of all is DIY. And sorry, Amanda, I don't know why the video is not switching. So if you can figure that out, just go for it. Maybe that? No, I can't figure it. Anyway, so DIY all the things. I love DIY. And I actually started DIY for different reasons, also saving money reasons, but I'll tell you why when we get to that point. Maximizing inexpensive oils, purchasing discounted bundles and kits, the loyalty program and getting all the gifts, free gifts, replacement buying, and homemade gifts. So with that, we're going to go into each one. Okay. So this is kits, bundles, and collections. So if you have never, let me first say, I know we have people from all different markets around the world, and your kits and your bundles are going to be different, but almost every single kind of kit or collection or bundle that you can get is at a discount. So always look for that. So like, for instance, I have Golden Touch kit here on top here, because if you are on our team, you know, we talk about Endoflex like 7 times a day. We talk about Digest all the time. We talk about these, we talk about Raven, we talk about Melrose. So we talk about all these oils. And so you might as well get them in a kit at a discounted price, and also get to detox your, you know, your liver. You can look at all the functionality of supporting your liver with Juvaflex. Maybe you've never tried Melrose before. So it's a great way, just as an example, to get one of those bundles and maybe try some points, use your points to buy it. Oftentimes you can get those kits not only discounted, but also use your loyalty points to purchase them. And then you can find oils that you haven't used before that will become like critical for your life. You're like, how did I live without this oil before? And now I have it from this kit. So that's amazing.
I actually brought my Select 30 over real quick before you go on.
Yeah.
And you can get this free with your points. So just one time you can get the Premier Aroma Collection. That actually takes more spending on your account to get that many points in a year before they start to expire. But listen, you can get this amazing collection and get that many oils, 30 oils. And they're not just, I mean, there's just such a wide variety. So I love that part.
Yep. I agree. So if you are on the US website, you'll see this big arrow here. If you type in the word collection, that's one of the best ways to look for them. You can type in kit, you can type in bundle, but we found most of them under the collection section. So some of the kits or bundles or collections you may not have heard of before: the Golden Touch, the Raindrop collection. We have skincare collections for most of the skincare lines, Select 30, Kid Sense Roll-On, Feelings Kit, and Thieves Kit. And then of course, all of the starter bundles. And at least in the States, in the US, you can actually purchase a starter bundle more than one time. So you don't have to be a brand new member here to get a starter bundle. So we're gonna kind of walk through, and you can do some screenshots here, but you can see this is the savings with the starter bundle. So full price would be $361. With 24% off, it would be $284, but the starter kit is $165. So I know that Amanda and I have talked about it. We've purchased multiple starter kits before. And sometimes we gift out some of the things inside. If I just don't need another diffuser, that's a beautiful gift for a teacher for the first of the year. And I can combine that. I mean, it's still cheaper for me to get all these oil replacements and get a free diffuser that I can then gift to someone, for example. Ningxia Red, the bundles with the Ningxia Red are always the least expensive. Again, you can get those anytime, especially if you want nitro. So you'll get nitro with the starter bundle. The Thieves starter kit, you can see you're saving quite a bit of money. It sells for $135 in the States, and even the discounted value is $179. The Little Oilers collections are awesome. So that's something else to think about if you've got kiddos in the house, or you just like I love the Kid Sense collection. So that's a great one. And then we talked about the Select 30 collection. This is huge. So it sells for $434, which seems like a lot until you see what's inside of it and realize that even the discounted price is $734 for a member. The roll-on collection is also quite discounted. So you only save $13, but if you're going to get these oils anyway, you might as well get them at a discount. Okay, Raindrop, you can see the savings here. And then the Golden Touch, which we've talked about, is just it's kind of a must for the winter time, especially. It's a great time of year to get that on your loyalty rewards and then get your points back anyway. And that's the nice thing about these types of kits and collections, is you can put all of them on your loyalty order. Okay, I think it's your turn, right, Amanda?
So I mentioned ahead of time that like Allie, I got into essential oils in general by doing DIY projects. Now, there's a couple of really great reasons that DIYs make sense, but I'm going to challenge you with a little bit about why Young Living DIYs make sense second. So if anybody in here, like a queen of like make it yourself like me, go ahead and put it in the chat box. And listen, so you see on the bottom, type your favorite recipes in the chat. Like, we're not going to be able to go through all the recipes of a DIY. We'd be here all day, but we can all share our favorites here today and share on that. So the reasons you can DIY is because it's cheaper to do, like, make anything. When I got into essential oils in general, I was buying my essential oils off the internet, and I was making things like horse sprays or garden sprays, or my own laundry soap, things of that nature that I could just really control the cost on. But what I found out later on through my Young Living journey is that not only can I control the cost, but I can control the ingredients. So I've gotten a little bit away from maybe trying to make something the absolute cheapest, trying to make something in a frugal way that makes the best sense for the ingredients for my family at the same time. And I will be very honest with you. I have less, I'm older now than I was 10 years ago. So, and I have a lot of older kiddos are where I was on the go. We drive a lot. I don't necessarily sit and do all the DIY. So there's no shame in your game. If you just want to buy a safe, want to buy something, you buy your Thieves spray or your Luscious Lemon spray and you stick it up on your counter. There's no shame in that, right? I love Young Living hand soaps and you cannot replace that beautiful quality, but I still hack them a little bit where I take the full size and I dilute it down, to a third of the soap and 2/3 water, because I have a 10-year-old boy who could go through an entire hand soap in an afternoon. I actually shouldn't be that upset that a 10-year-old boy will go through an entire hand soap. But do you understand what I'm saying? Nobody wants to be out of hand soap in a day. So I do still hack some of my stuff, but I don't necessarily go to the full place where I was many years ago, where I'm starting from scratch, to the point where I'll put a link up to how I made my own liquid Castile soap. At least he's washing his hands. That's the absolute must. So you can control your ingredients. It's good for the environment because you're not doing maybe as much container space. And you still get that absolute amazing good ingredients. And one of the things I found by switching to Young Living essential oils versus the cheapy ones I was buying from the internet is that I actually use less soap. I'm still reading the comments. He should use less soap. I should use less essential oils. If I'm going to get the exact same beautiful thing with 6 to 10 drops of Young Living that took me 40 to 60 drops of an off brand, I'm not saving any money, right? So quality matters. All right. Allie, you got into this with DIY, but you should tell us why. Oh, you left. You're muted.
Sorry, you can probably see me speak, but I can't speak. So I actually got into DIYs because I had a really, really sick baby. And so I had to know every single ingredient that went into something. And this was before I started using oils. So I was always frugal, but I also had to know literally every single ingredient that went into every product that I had, because anything that went on my skin went into my breast milk and then it made him severely ill. And then when I started using Young Living, I was already used to making everything. So it was really simple. And in the beginning, I didn't even realize all the products Young Living had. The website was very different. I didn't have a ton of education. And so I just started with oils and started making pretty much everything in our house. And I still make a lot of things. I do have Young Living hand soaps, but I actually still make hand soaps most often because I like to customize the oils in it. I buy Castile soap in bulk. So it's just very inexpensive to make it that way. And maybe it's a justification in my head that I rationalize, I'm saving money on this. But anyway, I love making my own things.
Well, you know what you can do, just even one step farther is I have a lot of teenage boys and I let them make their own smell for their shower gel. And so it's one more way that they can kind of take ownership over their own journey because they have that avenue where one picks Idaho blue spruce and orange in the shower gel base and that sort of thing. That's just a really neat way for people to make it customized to their own. We customize our own rollers, our own perfumes all the time. So I think that that's kind of a neat way to not just control the ingredients, but also control, that they can be empowered.
The other way that I look at it too, Amanda, is that if I'm making my own body oil, for instance, which I do, I make my own body oil, then that's $20 that I could spend on supplements. So I always look at, for me, supplements is, and health needed oils are I will forego any kind of spending for our health. But a body oil, I can make that on my own way less expensive than buying something already made. And then I can get all of the supplementation or the health needed necessity oils that I need. Yeah.
And you know what, I think one other thing is, so we kind of started with this talk about this conversation because people are paying more at the pump. They're paying more for their food. And there are certain places you can't cut. I am 100% passionate that we can't cut out our health because there can be long-term ramifications for that. So we have, if we cut our spending in somewhere like this, and you do 1/3 shower-based gel or a Castile soap, and you measure in, and then you fill up it with water and put it in a pumping. And my kids are just labeled with their name on it. You could let them make fun names or whatever. That's just one easy way that we can then take that money and keep investing in our health and keep knowing that we're giving our kids really good things, our entire family. Although I did not give up mine yet. I didn't make my own from a liquid. I just still buy the whole bottle, but I don't use it like the boys do. Like I can control the amount I use. I understand concentrated and how much a little bit in Young Living goes a really long way. My kiddos don't quite have that same ability yet. Where are we at? Okay, let's talk about these. These are our frugal favorites we picked. We have whole classes on some of these topics. So you're going to talk about your favorite citrus oils. I love that.
Oh, yes. Well, citrus oils I think are very underrated unless you start doing some research on them. I highly, highly recommend you do some research on the chemical constituent D-limonene, and you will know why we should be using all of the citrus oils all the time, but they have so much use. They're so good for our emotions and they're so uplifting. They're so great for the body and helping us to stay detoxified and healthy. So they're just great oils to always have on hand. They're great. I mean, they also could go in the emergency oil section, but if there's one thing you can do every day, it's put citrus oils in your water, and it has a massive impact on your health.
And I know that we did an entire workshop on emergency oils and how having those emergency oils, they saved us a helicopter ride. Like, let's be honest, they can save us future costs that are pretty amazing. So I'm thankful for all the plans we have and the good people that surround us that have a lot more, wisdom than I do. But having just some emergency oils on hand can really save some money. And these are our favorite frugal ones. That cedarwood for oxygenating is amazing. I never leave home without some. Yes. Okay. We actually have a whole class on this topic. So we'll grab that link, maybe Allie, and we'll fill some in the chat box. But the blends with these expensive oils, I want to take a second and talk about that if I can. When you take a drop from a blend, I was looking to see which blend I have here. I have Genius. Okay. So when you take a drop from a blend, each drop has every single one drop of that oil. In this case, it's Genius. Genius is kind of expensive too. I don't pricey. It's filled with beautiful oils, and it has amazing in it. Every drop of oil I have has some of every single oil that's in it inside of it. I don't know if I said that very well, but just so this one drop of Genius has sacred frankincense, blue cypress, cedarwood, Idaho Palo Santo, Melissa, Northern Lights, black spruce, bergamot, myrrh, vetiver. Holy cow. I should have picked one with less oils to read out loud. Geranium, royal Hawaiian, sandalwood, ylang ylang, hyssop, coriander, and rose. All in just this one little drop. There's all of those oils and all of their properties all represented. And so that's why these blends of oils, expensive oils that you can find in a blend, really can make a huge impact on your budget. So one drop of Aoi that has heliochrysum in it is an amazing drop, right? And one drop of joy with rose in it. We put RC on there just because it's an amazing blend at a great, great value. And you take purification everywhere. How come?
Oh, purification for me is, well, first of all, because mosquitoes absolutely adore me. But it's so great for everything. So if there's an injury, you can make sure that it stays clean. It's a great cleansing oil. It's great for pimples. It's really just, I always have purification on hand. It's great for funky toes, all the things.
I was gonna say, we use it because my kids play sports and there's always an odor. So it's cheaper than putting my kids inside the car wash without the car.
Yeah,
all right. And then we have Deep Relief. Deep Relief is just another really great value oil that has some great, great oils in it. So I think that's really important. We were actually talking yesterday that one of the ways that we buy what some people would consider our pricier oils is by saving up our loyalty points and redeeming those points for those. So helichrysum, which is in owie. And so whenever one of my kids has an owie, I yell, get owie, or get cypress or whatever, have those ready on the hand. But you guys, you can use your points and get helichrysum for free. And then you can, I put my pricier oils up in a special area, and I have the oils that the kids can just help themselves to in a slightly different spot. That's just a random mom.
Yes. By the way, do some research on lemongrass. We didn't really talk about that, but that is one that I put in my hand soap. And if you go look it up, you'll see why. Super inexpensive to make hand soap with. It smells like fresh and clean, and it has a real big reason why it's in there. Should we go forward? Okay. All right, let's talk about the cost per price and dilution. Is this, let me see here. I can't see the slide numbers, Amanda, so you just tell me who wants to take this. So,
well, we can start it. So I am like the queen of cost comparison. So I just kind of wanted to throw out some ideas that I use when I'm starting to look for, you know, an oil when I'm purchasing. So the first thing is cost per drop. Now there are about 90 drops for that little bottle, the 5 ml bottle there on the left. It's labeled with a vitality, and there would be about 270 drops then in a 15 ml. Sometimes more, you know, some of those citrus oils that are really thin, and sometimes a little bit less with very viscous oils. And so when you're looking at the price, if you're set on a dollar price in your head, you say, okay, well, my budget this month for my loyalty rewards or my order is going to be this much money, then you might want to buy a smaller bottle because they're always going to be cheaper. But the 15 ml bottle is always going to be the better value because and in fact, we pulled an oil yesterday. I don't know why we didn't take a screenshot of this. And it was RC, wasn't it? $17 for the 5 ml and $30 some for the 15 ml. So you were getting 3 times as much for about twice as much money. And that kind of value is, somebody can go maybe even double check us if you don't, you know, double check it. But and it might have been the purification even. We were playing with those numbers. And when you start to see you're getting 3 times as much oil for about 2 times as much money, those 15 ml bottles are absolutely amazing. And then yesterday, you guys, Allie made my mind expand because I did not know until yesterday about the vitality. Go ahead.
Yes, yeah, you're breaking up just a little bit. So because our vitality oils are labeled as a supplement, we don't have to pay taxes on vitality oils. So if you are looking at an oil that comes in both a vitality and a regular, and you're gonna buy a 5 milliliter anyway, then just know that the vitality oils are not taxed. So an example would be like dill oil or cinnamon oil. They come in both and only in a 5 milliliter. So I always buy the vitality when I buy the 5 milliliter. And then also think about, I think we might have lost Amanda, but I also think about your price per drop is that if you are using Young Living oils, you're getting way more per drop as far as potency is concerned than you would if you bought an inexpensive oil. So it takes a lot less Young Living oils than it does of other oils on the market. So a little does go a long way. Okay, Amanda, did you want me to take this one? I don't know if we lost you there.
I think this is yours anyway.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's talk about loyalty rewards. So I know that I love to get money back on things, and our loyalty program is amazing. I am a loyalty member of the places that I shop most often. So I love the Nordstrom's rack. And I get, I think, like 1% back with every purchase I make. I love my natural grocer, and I think I get $2 back every time I spend $200 there. So it's like, again, another 1% back. So when you think about that, and we get 10% back on every dollar we spend in the first 3 months, after 3 months, we get 20% back. I know on my account, I'm at way beyond getting, I'm getting 25% on everything I buy. So I always try to load up everything I can in my loyalty order. And I also stagger my orders because my husband has an account too. So I just kind of keep a running list of everything that we need to buy. And I try to put everything that I can on loyalty rewards so that I can get money back for that. And then I also really, really leverage the freebies on loyalty orders. So if if there is something that, like, for instance, if frankincense is free, I'm always going to make sure that I get the frankincense for free, because we go through a ton of frankincense in our home. And so I love the fact that we always have free promos every single month, and inevitably I will end up using them for something. Oftentimes I didn't even realize I would need them for, like, someone will share an idea about what they've used that freebie oil for, and I realize how useful it is. And the other thing is replacement buying and not spending more money. So that's something we think about a lot. So instead of me going to the store to buy, laundry soap, for instance, or toothpaste, or all these things, I'm not buying things I wouldn't have bought anyway. I'm just buying a better quality version, a more concentrated version, and a completely clean version. And I'm getting 25% back on everything I buy. So the other thing that I think is really important for people like me is that if you send me into a store like Target, for instance, I am never going to come home with only the things I intended to buy. So if the less times I need to go to a store, the more times I don't end up with things I don't need, basically. So that's actually a really big savings for me personally. And then the free loyalty gifts. So everyone, the first year that they're on loyalty rewards, you get a free gift on 3, 6, 9, and 12 months. I don't know how many of you guys love that loyalty oil that we get here in the States, but it smells amazing. And then you can use your loyalty points to buy tons and tons of things like Amanda was talking about. Like for me, I'm always buying Helichrysum, or restocking supplements, or restocking something that I really wanted for myself that I couldn't. For me, if I buy it with my loyalty points, it's like it's free to me. So I will buy things that I might not normally spoil myself with. And then I also use that to spoil others. So if I need to buy a gift for someone, I'll either use my loyalty points for it, or I'll make a homemade gift for them that's beautiful and luxurious, but way less expensive than it would have been if I had bought something for them.
Yeah, I think gift giving has been one of the absolute best pieces that came out of this. For instance, last week I got, or last month, technically, it came last week. I got my Young Living order from July, and I added that Lucia diffuser to it because they got that price drop. And that is going to be the most beautiful wedding gift ever. And I hope she doesn't watch this replay, but somebody's going to get that this month, that diffuser with an oil that I got for free. And it does not look like, it looks like a very, very, very luxurious, lovely gift. And not only did I get points back on it because I put it on my loyalty rewards, but I also was able to redeem points, get a beautiful free oil. And it's just going to be a beautiful collection. So I love loyalty rewards. And I think one of the things I regret about when I started is that I didn't jump on right away.
Yep, same.
So I think sometimes people think, oh, I can't afford it. But for me, I was better off trying to budget for something and, set it out and go, okay. And now we have a save for later button. I love the save for later button, right? Can we just say?
Yes. And creating my wish list too. I love the wish list.
Yeah. So these are ways that you can absolutely, like, you can send a gift list to somebody or create that. But if I get over what I thought I was going to spend, I'll just save it for later and pop it, click on that button. And, I do that in lots of places where I shop, but I love that it kind of reminds me next month when I go to do my loyalty orders, things that, oh, well, Brian, he loves that tea. And I just buy it for him as a treat on my account if I have a little space and I want to get promos. And so, I need to grab another box of tea and I save it for later and it's right there. So I love that part of our ordering. And I like that you can earn, very quickly some of the things that I never would have bought for myself because of the tight budget that we were on. That when I use the points, I can feel really good about not cutting into my family budget further, but still buying Savvy makeup or the art renewal serum so I look younger. Whichever it is, I don't feel like I'm taking from my family when I use those points and redeem them. I also do, like Allie said, I buy toothpaste every month. Every November, I redeem points and buy toothpaste for all of our kids, all of them. It takes a lot of points, and things like that. Or if I want to make a charitable donation, at the start of COVID, I had quite a few points, and I redeemed all of them for hand sanitizer. And was able to donate a large quantity of hand sanitizer to the local fire department and it didn't cost me anything, but it was something that they could really use. that I knew was good for them and that I could feel really good about doing. So I just think loyalty points are, I don't even know why Young Living gives us so much. Don't tell them I said that. But like, I go to Target, you go to Target too. I go to Target and I get like this very tiny little bit back, and it doesn't help. It just, you know, we get like stuff back that is life changing.
So true. So true. Okay, and then of course we want to help others, right? I mean, that's where we're here for, is to help others. So I mean, yes, saving money is huge, but also the fact that you're going to fall in love with these products if you haven't already. So you might as well share with others and give them your referral link and get paid to use our products. So that is something that I think we need to really focus on with people, is just everyone can share, everyone can get their products paid for, and you really should. So if you're in the United States and you've never done this before, it's really simple. You're just going to go to your shopping platform and you're just going to hit share YL, and then you're going to get your personal referral link and you're going to hit copy link, and then you can paste that to anyone, anytime. So please share with others, guys. Sharing really, it's like the silliest saying that people always say, sharing is caring, but it really is. I mean, really, really is. I've never had anyone say to me, you're a horrible person for helping me be healthier. I mean, I've had people bring me flowers for helping them with very serious situations. And, you know, I made money off of helping them, which is kind of crazy. But I can feel good that I'm actually supporting my family by doing something that's making the world a better place and making people happier and healthier. So I think that is all we have for today. And what I will do is I will stop the recording if I can here, and then we can open it up for questions.